You know, I follow financial markets pretty closely, and I hear Trump gaslighting the markets every single day. It's unbelievable. And he promotes himself as though he's looking out for the average American. Well, I got news for y'all. I mean, does anybody even believe that? Because I think he's looking out for the Wall Street crowd, the multimillionaires, the billionaires, the trillionaires. That's who he's looking out for. And I think people are starting to wake up and see that because I'm seeing more and more videos on YouTube and TikTok and other places that people, particularly younger people, are like, yeah, fuck the system. They're just ready to check out. They don't want to pay their student loans. They don't want to pay their mortgages. They don't want to pay their credit card bills. And guess what? I don't blame them. People are starting to feel like, or starting to realize that, hey, we're getting screwed. And that's how they're reacting. That's how they're reacting. Meanwhile, U.S. national debt is knocking on $37 trillion. Okay, we've all heard these numbers, right? Yay. Household debt hits 18.2 trillion. That's half, roughly, of 37 trillion. So 37 trillion, half of that is wasteful government programs, wasteful government spending, can't balance the budget. Let's go to Washington as a congressman or senator or whatever, making, 100 grand a year in salary, and within a few years, whoa, I'm worth $38 million. How did that happen? What the fuck? Okay. So half of that national debt, $18.2 trillion, student loans, new housing, prices are just off the chain ridiculous. Anybody that's bought a house in the last few years knows that's true. A lot of those people are probably regretting even doing that, but whatever. I mean, you've done it now. Good luck selling it. And then there's the new car thing. Yeah, look at that. Look how great it is. Look how happy this young woman is here. She just got her a new car for $1,100 a month. That's her new ride. Yay, what a deal. Look at these people. They just took on a bunch of debt. They are so freaking happy. And then seeing a lot of stuff about grocery prices. We're all seeing it. We all feel it. I don't personally don't do a whole lot of grocery shopping or any kind of shopping. My wife does that for me, bless her heart. But I hear it and I see it and I'm aware of it. I mean, it's like every time I have to go somewhere and buy something, it just pisses me off. I'm like, this is just so fucking outrageous. And then you got all these folks who took on these student loans and student debt. A lot of these people aren't even using their degrees, apparently. And then people weren't paying. Now they're forced to pay because, oh, your student loan debt's going to be canceled. Oh, you got to pay it. Oh, it's canceled. Oh, you got to pay it. Oh, guess what? You're in default. Your credit score just dropped 100 points. Guess what? Everybody lives on credit. They shouldn't, but they do. Now your credit score dropped. Now you're really fucked. Thank you very much. And then medical bills. Oh, hey, you don't have insurance? Well, guess what? There's Care Credit. In case you don't know, Care Credit is a credit card that you can use to pay for your stuff. Past due. Past due. Paid. You don't even know if you're paid or past due or whatever because they bill you 14 times, 3 different copies and they all have a different number on them. You don't know if you're paid or not. And then they make it so damn confusing and convoluted that you can't make sense of it coming or going. So, my point is that, for me I'm an older person and all my stuff is paid for, thank God. And the only reason I was able to pay for all my stuff is because I did not take on debt. I did that when I was a young guy and I got wrecked in 2008, 2009, 2010, all that. The great financial crisis, I got completely destroyed, lost everything. Credit score, I lived and died by my credit score. And all that went AWOL. And I thought, never again. I am going to live within my means, and if I can't pay for it, I'm not going to have it. I'm going to do without. And I did that, and I made sacrifices for decades and put myself in a situation where all my stuff is modest, but I'm comfortable, and all my stuff is paid off. But the only way you get there is you have to have the willingness to say, you know what? I don't have to have that. I don't have to have that house. I don't have to drive that car. I don't have to wear that suit. I don't need a Rolex. I don't need to take overseas trips on and on and on and on. I don't have to FOMO for every little stupid fucking thing coming down the pike. It'll be okay. Find things you like to do that give you happiness that are free. Go for a walk. In my case, I love to surf. I windsurf, spend time at the beach, and that's my happy place. Maybe you live in the mountains. Maybe your happy place is a lake or a river or a mountain or something, but it does not mean you do not have to have a $40,000 side-by-side to enjoy the mountains. You don't have to have a $150,000 bass boat to enjoy a river. You don't have to have a $2 million center console to enjoy the Gulf of Mexico. You just don't. So fucking get over it. Check out. I'm hearing a lot of people and they're talking about taking on a lot of debt, cash it all out, and then just, dip out, move to another country, and start all over. I'm hearing that more and more and more from people. And you can go to a country like Mexico, it almost feels more free in a lot of ways than the United States does. It also feels more real than the United States. It seems like to me it feels like like more and more when I hear commercials, when I watch the news, listen to Bloomberg, listen to CNBC, whatever it may be, it's all a bunch of fake bullshit. And where does it end? And how long are you going to be a slave? How long are you going to allow Wall Street and scumbags in the White House and corporate America to continue to treat you as a commodity? Because that's how they see you. That's what you are. I don't know the ratio of millionaires and billionaires and trillionaires to average people, but for every billionaire, I bet there's 10,000 average people. So what do you think would happen if 10,000 people stand up to that one greedy scumbag fuck and say, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not paying any of this. What are you going to do? Come get me. You got a guy in penny loafers and an expensive suit that hasn't had a callus or a blister on his hand in decades, if ever, versus a guy that goes out and has a shovel in his hand all day or swings a hammer all day or carries lumber all day. How do you think that's going to work out when it comes right down to it? Who do you think is going to win that battle? I put my money on the working man, not the piece of shit in the expensive suit. What do you guys think? That's all for now. Checking out. Later.